This is a question from the exam on Newton and his forces. Question 2. A person pushes a 55-kilogram crate across a horizontal floor with a horizontal force of 220 newtons. The coefficient of friction is 0.35. So this is 3 parts. The first part is we need to find the frictional force, magnitude, and direction. So let's draw this out. We have our horizontal floor, and we have a crate. And this is 55 kilograms. All right. And we have a horizontal force. We'll say it's going in this direction of 220 newtons. All right. And that means we would have a frictional force going this direction. So what is the equation for friction? It is frictional force equals normal force times the coefficient of friction. Since everything is horizontal, that makes this a pretty easy question. Frictional force equals, so normal force is mass times gravity. Since everything's just horizontal, there's no slopes, times the coefficient of friction. So frictional force equals 55 kilograms times 9.81 times 0.35. So frictional force equals 55 times 9.81 times 0.35. And that gives us a frictional force of 188.84 newtons. And that is the answer for part A. So we can write that up here, 188.84 newtons to the left. Alright, so now part 2. We need to find the net acceleration of the crate, magnitude and direction. So for this, we know that acceleration equals force divided by mass, and we know that the force is going to be the pushing force, which is given in the problem, minus the frictional force, which we found in part A, divided by mass. So A equals 220 newtons minus 188.84 newtons divided by 55 kilograms. So that'll be 220 minus 188.84 divided by 55. So acceleration equals 0.57 meters per second squared. Write that up here, 55. Oh, am I right? Equals 0.57 meters per second squared. And that'll be to the right. And then part C. Would your answer to part A be larger or smaller if the pushing force was directed at 10 degrees below the horizontal? Explain. So for this, we would imagine that the slope would be like this. That's more than 10 degrees, but you get the idea. And then the box would be somewhere over here. We know that it's going to be less because normal force is going to be less, because normal force will only be a fraction of the mass times gravity because it's on an incline. Normal force from mass times gravity is going to be highest on a horizontal plane, and so the answer to this would be less because normal force would be less. All right, thank you for watching.